Cuba, it's me. Welcome to episode 351 of The Willow Show, which stands for Wrestling is Life. Life is Wrestling. Now, today is part 31 of my Ontario promotion spotlight. I'm going through every active wrestling promotion in Ontario, giving them a brief profile, educating people about them, and then finding out some stuff about them myself. And then the viewers usually come through and fill in some of the blanks. Now, today is PWA Wrestling. Now, as you can probably tell by my Willie Show wall, I am a little bit biased, but I'm going to do this as unbiased as possible because my career has got a lot of opportunities from PWA, and since they opened, I've been a regular part of them over the years, and they definitely always will have a special place in my heart. Now, they started in 2005, and the owners were Joe Dog Hallam, Jeff Black, and Eddie Osborne, and so they started this, and the first show was in Goderich, and I believe at the time maybe there was a joint show between them and PWX, but then the first real PWA show was in Goderich, and then so they've been around. This is going to be their 13-year anniversary coming up in July, and if you want to go ahead and check out, I did a thing last year for their anniversary. I just went through and reviewed every year, the 12 years of PWA, and just talked about the anniversary shows and some of the happenings from that year. So yeah, this year will be the 13th anniversary. Eventually, Jeff Black and Joe Hallam only wanted to be performers for the company, so they left, and then Mike Bescher, Eddie Osborne, whatever you want to call them, I don't even know. I hope I don't get heat for this. They just wanted to be performers, so he took over control of the company. I'm not sure what year that was in, but they are still two of the legends in PWA that still continue to help make it a success. So they started doing other shows. They started doing Cambridge, and then at one time we were doing, I guess I say we because I was on most of the shows. They were doing a weekly show in Cambridge and Brantford, like every Wednesday Cambridge, every Sunday Brantford. They eventually branched out and started PWA Niagara, and then they also did a bunch of shows in Newmarket where they hooked up with the Figure 4 Wrestling Academy, did a bunch of shows up there. They've had some tremendous talent come through the doors all the time, and a lot of people in Ontario wrestling have been given opportunities over the years to make a name for themselves when they're first starting out. A lot of guys that started there ended up becoming something bigger. I know Tyler Dillinger and the Highlanders did some work for them, and there's been so many legends over the years too, like Carlito, Tommy Dreamer, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Jake the Snake, Samoa Joe, Steve Carino, probably Canyon, which was my favorite match because I got to team up with them. Probably a lot more that I'm just doing it off the top of my head, no notes here, just trying to wing it, and I figured, hey, I should know most of the stuff, right? So they have a couple titles. See, they ended up branching out to BC about 3 years ago. So they now also have PWA British Columbia. So they out here in Ontario, they have the Elite Championship. They have the Women's Championship, the Tag Team Championships, and the Pure Violence title. But currently, the Women's Championship is, I don't know if you say defunct, or it's just not currently. It has been suspended or maybe expelled because of the last match happenings, and feel pretty bad about that. And I'm sorry to all the women performers. I tried to do the best I could to come through in that match, and that was one of the stipulations that the women's title would no longer be defended. They have some more titles also in BC as well, but we are talking about Ontario promotion, so I'll just stick to the Ontario stuff. I do plan on doing an episode on PWA BC in the near future. So, like I said, they've had a lot of shows run. They've done, I think it's like 6 or 7 years in a row now. They've done the Cambridge Canada Day Festival. They've had a few appearances on Rogers TV, which was like Kitchener, Cambridge, Guelph, Stratford. And oh yeah, they've done a bunch of shows in Guelph as well. And they continue, and Cambridge. Currently, they basically just do shows in Kitchener, Cambridge, and Guelph. They do have a website, Pure Wrestling Canada. I'm going to get heat for this too. I'm not sure if it's .ca or .com. I just type Pure Wrestling Canada. It comes right up. A great website. It has everything you could want. It has results from every show they've ever done. It has upcoming events. It has like championship history and a bunch of stuff. It has like links to their Twitter and Facebook feeds, which also they do have a Twitter, and the Facebook is very active. They're constantly putting new things up of new shows and whatnot. And their next show, they're right now. Their next show is next Saturday, March 17th, in Kitchener, Ontario, at the Alpine Club, which is 464 Maple Avenue. I'm not sure of the matches. I do know that it's Joey Allen versus Big Ticket Reggie Marley for the Elite Championship, and what I believe is a no DQ match. And Joey Allen's got 3 belts right now, so that's not going to be good if he gets another one. And then, so that's all the matches that I believe have been announced. And they just came off a successful show a couple weeks back where they did Guelph and Kitchener, and they had Laura Von Ness, Chelsea Green, whatever you want to call her. She was on both shows. And I was on the Saturday one in Kitchener, and it was really rocking good time. That Alpine Club is such a great venue. We have the fans that keep coming back all the time, and the crowd just seems to get bigger and bigger every time. Great, tremendous atmosphere. The crowd loves to be there, and there's a lot of help, a lot of people that help put PWA together. There's a lot of volunteers. There's a lot of like ring crew and behind the scenes people. I actually did a video on I think it's called Heart and Soul, which I interviewed some of the behind the scenes people that help out, and it's just a great locker room, and people get along really well, and everybody is for the good of the show, and it's just an honor to be part of PWA. And there's a lot of stuff I could touch on, but I want to make it the same as all the other episodes. Like I said, I don't want to be biased. But let me know from you guys. What do you know about PWA? What do you remember over the years? Any of the shows that you've been to? What's some of your favorite matchups? And as always, on the W.I.L.L.I.W show, like or you get a leg drop, comment or you get a clothesline, subscribe or you get a suplex. I'm your host, Elian Habanero. I love wrestling. Cuba!